tariffs aren't unique to President Trump. President Biden has tariffs in place. He's actually looking to potentially implement more. Where do you come out on? Is there a good tariff, a bad tariff?
Well, part of it is you don't just throw around the idea of just tariffs across the board, and that's part of the problem with Donald Trump. Frankly, I'm going to, and I say this in all sincerity, he's just not very serious about how he thinks about some of these issues. And one must be serious and have a plan.
One must be serious. You should see, if you're watching on the Salem News Channel, you'll see her face and you'll say, really? Serious? Cut number 2, more seriousness and more plans.
And one must be serious and have a plan, and a real plan that's not just about some talking point ending in an exclamation at a political rally, but actually putting the thought into what will be the return on the investment, what will be the economic impact on everyday people.
This return on investment is it's a feature, not a bug. She retreats to it whenever she doesn't have a clue what a tariff is. My conclusion. Then they move on to corporate taxes, and sit down if you are in the business of having a small business in your corporation, subchapter S. Or you're a big corporation and you have shareholders and you're a shareholder in it. Sit down, cut number 3.
Expanding that child tax credit, or you mentioned housing before, giving that extra money for a first home. If you can't raise corporate taxes, or if GOP takes control of the Senate, where do you get the money to do that? Do you still go forward with those plans and borrow?
Well, but we're going to have to raise corporate taxes, and we're going to have to make sure that the biggest corporations and billionaires pay their fair share. That's just it. It's about paying their fair share. I am not mad at anyone for achieving success, but everyone should pay their fair share, and it is not right that the teachers and the firefighters that I meet every day across our country are paying a higher tax than the richest people in our country.
That's simply not true, but it doesn't much matter. You know that, I know that. What about how do you make them pay their fair share? Cut number 4.
But how do you find that line to make sure corporations are paying their fair share, but they're not leaving our country?
Well, listen, I work with a lot of CEOs. I have spent a lot of time with CEOs, and I'm going to tell you that the business leaders who are actually part of the engine of America's economy agree that people should pay their fair share. They also agree that when we look at a plan such as mine that is about investing in the middle class, investing in new industries, investing in bringing down costs, invest in entrepreneurs like small businesses, that the overall economy is stronger and everyone benefits.
You know, I just don't believe she can survive this one. It's just so vacuous. Cut number 5. She's lying about the jobs that she and Biden created versus Donald Trump. Remember, Donald Trump created 414,000 manufacturing jobs before COVID shuttered the economy on a state-by-state basis. Cut number 5.
Polling shows that most likely voters still think Donald Trump is better to handle the economy. Why do you think that is?
Well, here's what I know in terms of the facts. Donald Trump left us with the worst economy since the Great Depression when you look at, for example, the employment numbers.
It was during COVID, and employment was so high because we shut down the government, we shut down the country.
Even before the pandemic, he lost manufacturing jobs by most people's estimates, at least 200,000. He lost manufacturing plants, ask the auto workers.
Yeah, this is so astonishing. She just made this up. She has just literally made this up. Donald Trump created 414,000 manufacturing jobs before COVID. And COVID isn't Donald Trump's fault. It's China's fault. Cut number 6, just a little tagline, just a little bit of blurry rhetoric from Kamala Harris. Cut number 6.
You know, home ownership for too many people in our country now is elusive. You know, gone is the day of everyone thinking they could actually live the American dream.
Why is that? Because interest rates are 6.5% for homeowners buying a 30-year when Donald Trump had them in the 2s because you spent all the money in year 1 and year 2 that you didn't have and raised interest rates and unleashed inflation. Cut number 7.
Madam Vice President, you just laid out your economic vision for the future.
Yeah.
But still, there are lots of Americans who don't see themselves in your plans. For those who say these policies aren't for me, what do you say to them?
Well, if you are hardworking, if you have the dreams and the ambitions and the aspirations of what I believe you do, you're in my plan. You know, I have to tell you, I really love and am so energized by what I know to be the spirit and character of the American people. We have ambition. We have aspirations. We have dreams. We can see what's possible. We have an incredible work ethic. But not everyone has the access to the opportunities that allow them to achieve those things. But we don't lack for those things. But not everyone, you know, gets handed stuff on a silver platter. And so my vision for the economy, I call it an opportunity economy, is about making sure that all Americans, wherever they start, wherever they are, have the ability to actually achieve those dreams and those ambitions, which include, for middle-class families, just being able to know that their hard work allows them to get ahead, right? I think we can't and we shouldn't aspire to have an economy that just allows people to get by. People want to do more than just get by. They want to get ahead. And I come from the middle class.
I come from the middle class. Drinking game is one.